All right, my friends, let's get into a collector booster box of Dominaria Remastered. We're hunting some tutors today here, so we got ourselves a fresh collector box. Been a little while since we opened this on the channel. Last time was, again, a bit ago. Let's crack into it. We're hunting some good tutors. I need some tutors for some commander decks, so we're going to see if we can make that happen here today. Pretty excited. Pretty reasonable for the most part, but I have had some pretty poor luck with this set in the past in these boxes, and some pretty good luck as well. What are the top ones? Well, Force of Will would obviously be fantastic. I also wouldn't mind Vampiric Tutor. There's the Libraries, there's Enlightened Tutor, there's Mystical Tutor. Honestly, lots of the tutors would be totally fine. Let's get into it here today. Collector booster packs. Hopefully you're having a great day. Thanks for joining us, for checking this out. If you're new to the channel, we do lots of pack openings. Which way are we going here? All right, token up front. Let's get into it. Starting off with Zur, the Enchanter. Ooh, okay, for full arts, this is a pseudo tutor. We're putting it into the graveyard. This is a really cool full art. Some of the full arts in the set are awesome, and that's not a bad one. That is not a bad one to get started here. Forgotten Ancient following it up. Ooh, and thinking about decent hits, this is a nice little mythic to get going here. Yawgmoth, Thran Physician. Really cool art on this. Coming in the foily action, so that's a nice little hit. And then we get into the rest of the goodies. Listen, if you like old school foils and lands, this is the set for you. I don't recall, outside of there being some neat throwback stuff, I don't recall a ton of fantastic commons or uncommons, but we'll certainly take a look at that. If we get spicy with this one, maybe we'll price this box out as well. We'll see if folks like the pricing. Wow. Okay. Well, listen, I did say I wanted tutors, and I do count Entomb as one of those. This is cool. Little back-to-back retro foil. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. Ooh, full art Wrath of God. Very cool art. Non-foil here. Really like the art on this Wrath. That's cool. Ooh, and a Gamble. Nice. That's actually pretty cool. I have this in one of my decks. It's neat. I'll count that as a hit. Svine's Reclamation. Pretty cool. Look at this terror. Holy moly. It's like he's ripping the skull, or the bone. It's the bones are biting him, and he's ripping it out of his muscular body. Okay. Ooh, nice. Retro counterspell. I take that back. That would be one of the good ones. And I really don't remember much else from that. Okay, decent first couple of packs. Gamble, couple Entombs. A Yawgmoth is nice. These are some sick tokens. I really like some of the tokens here. Glory. Guess we could bring this down over here. The art on that. It's pretty sick. Absorb. Counter target spell. You gain 3 life. Full art there. Umbilicus. Okay. And the Nut Collector. Look at that. For 6 mana at the beginning of your upkeep, you create a 1/1 green squirrel creature token. Threshold. All squirrels get +2/+2 as long as there's 7 or more cards in your graveyard. If this didn't cost 6 mana, I would 100% play this in my squirrel deck. Recoil. Peregrine Drake, that's cool. That's neat. Lion. Beautiful island. Look at that. Look at that. Tatiova. The Juggernauts. And a crab. Hey, good first couple of packs. We definitely want to see one of the top tier mythics if possible. Sneak attack. That's cool. Retro sneak attack. Neat. That's a good little hitty. Very cool. Ooh, a beautiful Birds of Paradise. Look at that. Full art. That's cool. Nice. Opposition. Cryptic Gateway. Lull. Turnabout. Another beautiful island. Ooh, a crypt. Yeah, so there's I'm sure there are a few. Ooh, Foily Ornithopter. That's cool too. I'm sure there are a few good commons and uncommons to keep our eyeballs out for. Not bad first handful of packs here. Arborea foil. World Enchantment. Interesting. Very interesting. Really sick art. Denizen of the Deep. That's cool. That's really cool. Big old mouth swallowing up the ships. And another bop. Retro bop. Look at that. You gotta love that. That's cool. All right, ladies and gents, we did it. Couple of Entombs, a Gamble, and now a Vampiric Tutor. Sick. Yo, I love the art on this too. The knife in the skull, so cool. That is awesome. Very nice. And a Juggernaut. Wow. All right, pretty happy. Pretty happy. Grape Shot. Enlightened, Sylvan Library, Mystical. A few other tutors, I wouldn't be mad. A couple of them are at rare slot too, which is pretty nice, so feeling pretty good. But we got a Vamp, which is awesome. There's another Denizen of the Deep, retro this time in foil. That's neat. I don't know, I like the full art one, personally. No offense to the artist, but I really... This is a Mark Teeden as well. He does some good stuff. I really like the full art on that. That's cool. Siege Gang Commander. Remember, this card used to be good. There's another Zur. And an Overmaster. Next, insert a sports spell you cast this turn can't be countered and draw a card. That's pretty cool. That's actually kind of an interesting little spell there. Unfortunately, it's not at instant speed, but it does replace itself, which is kind of interesting. All right, first half of the box, I'd say pretty solid. Triskelion. Retro. Foil. Very cool. There's another Arborea. Full art this time. How about an Exploration? Very nice. Great hit. In the retro style. That's cool. I like the art on this. Very neat. Ooh, and a Gemstone Mine. Look at us. We're mining some gems. Nice. Seer. Ooh, Elvish Spirit Guide. Cool. Pulse. Dread Return. There's a Mind Stone. Nice. Granic Search. Not bad. Not bad. Is Gemstone Mine worth any decent amount? I'll have to check here. If I price it, it'll have been up on screen. How about a goblin? How about another Triskelion? Okay, this is a really cool art for this, though. Look at that thing. You know, I appreciate retro. I appreciate the old frames. But sometimes, just the full arts, I don't know. I like them. I like them a lot. There's the Chainer. Dimension Master. Nightmare's getting +1/+1. There's a Mystical Tutor. Beautiful. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Mystical Toots, baby. Getting some tutor action. And another Zur the Enchanter. Retro. Frantic Search. In foil this time. Pretty good box. Good little box here. We could just spike, you know, full art, foil, Force of Will, Sylvan Library. I don't know. One or two of those things would be great. Doing good on the tutors, though. Arcanus, the Omnipotent. Ask and I shall receive. Beautiful full art Mystical Tutor. Great hit. Really nice. But a Zira. Insect Wizard. Target player draws a card. As a 1/2. Saproling Symbiosis. Goodwood. Retro Orny. Thapta. Snap. It's actually a pretty nice little hit there. Ooh, look at that. Dominaria Remastered regular frame. Counterspell. Alright, couple packs here to go. Pretty good box. I feel like one more really good hit. Maybe one more tutor. Be pretty sick. How about Divine Sacrament? Wow, that's cool. Nice little anthem effect. What's this? Nut Collector. The first one of these was pretty wild looking. This is even more wild looking. Look at that. My man loves him some squirrels. That is hilarious. Oh, such a royal assassin. And a sneak attack. Okay. Little double mythic action. Not bad. Cool Savannah Lions. Retro foil. Terror. Icy Manipulator. Look at that. Ooh, and a factory. Nice. Drake. Very cool. Alright, good little double mythic pack. Not maybe the mythics. Eh, I don't know. Sneak attack is fine. I don't know what the Nut Collector's bringing in. How about a foily bop? We have, what, almost every version of Birds of Paradise now? That's cool, though. Look at this Grim Lavamancer. That is really neat. Yo, the art on that is so sick. That's cool. How about Mystic Remora? Pretty sweet. Did we want two of these? We got two of these. There's Savannah Lions. Very cool. All right. Last pack magic here. Let's get some goodies. Thanks for enjoying this with me. Nice little Vampiric Toots. So great hit there. A couple Mystical Tutors. I'd like to see an Enlightened Tutor. That'd be nice. Force Will would also be great. Let's get into it. How about a Rith, the Awakener? Dude, sick looking. How about another Triskelion? Urza's Blueprints. And a Chainer. All right, a little bit... Ooh, Ritual Mindstone. A little bit of a letdown there at the back end. But you know what? I still feel like pretty solid box. Let's just run through everything really fast here. And if we ended up pricing this, we'll be sure to put that up the screen. Is Mystic Remora any good? I need to look. Price chart this afterwards. I can't remember. Got a lot of Triskelions. This is a really interesting spell. I love the art on this, by the way. Denizens of Deep. All right. Now for the goodies. I really like these Birds of Paradise. This is really cool. Couple of sneak attacks, couple of nut collectors for us, 2 mystical tutors, great hits. Got the mine, a nice little exploration, beautiful vampiric tutor, great hit there. Another bop, another sneak, another nut, a lot of duplication here. Nice little gamble, and a little Entomb action as well. Very cool. Very cool. I really like the full art one. Then a Yawgmoth as well. So very solid box. Really happy with this. Hopefully you enjoyed. Thank you so much, very much, for checking this out. We do a whole lot of booster box openings. Fat pack openings. Fun stuff on the channel. Some little mini box challenges as well. So if you're interested, consider subscribing. We really do appreciate all the support. Do a whole bunch of MTG Arena content as well. We got playlists for both of our openings as well as all of our MTG Arena content. We do some set review type things, especially around pre-releases. So be sure to stick around. And yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for clicking on it. And we'll be sure to catch you in the next one. Peace.